It's the fight of the century between the Sand-It and the Ultimation Sander. Welcome, fight fans, to the fight of the century between the venerable and still defending champion, Sand-It from Micromark, weighing in at only a few ounces and made predominantly of soft wood, plastic, and light aluminum, but costing only $29.95, $24.95 on sale. The Sand-It from Micromark. In the opposite corner, the Ultimation Sander from Albert Scale Lumber, weighing at least 5 pounds, but coming in at a whopping $225. $225? That's right, you heard right. But let's get right to the action with 3 rounds of competition. And now, round 1. Round 1 is precision. And the Sand-It has really got some problems with precision. It's very soft material. It's very hard to adjust. The protractor adjustment mechanism on the sander doesn't even have numbers on it. And the screw that holds it together and holds the protractor in position on my example is stripped. Maybe I did it, maybe that's the way it came, but it doesn't really hold an angle very steadily. So it's very hard to get a precise angle on the Sand-It. I will say, however, that the Sand-It does a decent job with 90-degree angles, and that may be most of what you need. More on that later. But the king of precision has got to be the Ultimation Sander. It's got a very finely graduated protractor mechanism to set the angle for a sanding, and based on my measuring blocks, it is spot on, dead accurate. So it's extremely precise. So I have to give round 1 to the Ultimation. Round 2. Ease of use. Well, I have to again give this round to the Ultimation. It was really hard keeping stock centered and against the sanding block for the Sand-It. However, I have to give props for the Sand-It because you can put multiple grades of sandpaper on the different faces of the sanding block, and so you can that's really a good feature which will allow you to get a better finish on some of your pieces. But the Ultimation is a joy to use. It's incredibly well machined. It spins very easily. And because you can spin the disc and force smaller pieces against the sanding fence, it really makes sanding small stock, like I was sanding, much, much easier. At the end of the day, you can get a good sanding angle on the Sand-It, with the Sand-It rather, but it took a lot more effort. It didn't set up very easily, and it was hard to get the result. 90-degree angles were fine, but the Ultimation is just a joy to use. Now, that coarse sandpaper that was on there really did cause some problems for my plastic stock. If I was sanding wood, that might have been a different story. But again, round 2, ease of use, joy of use, has to go to the challenger, the Ultimation. Round 3, value. Gotta give the value round to the venerable Sand-It, this current champion. $24.95. You can get good results from it with some effort. It's not that easy, but if you're not building a long trestle, wooden trestle where you have to make hundreds of timbers with unusual angles, then the Sand-It is probably going to meet your needs as long as they're modest. Now, if you really love good tools, you like sanding, you get some joy just in the act of creating these pieces, not just getting to the finish line and concluding the project, then the Ultimation is really going to make you happy, and you should go ahead and get it. And boy, if you're building that long wooden trestle, go for it. This thing will probably save you an incredible amount of time and aggravation. So there's no clear-cut winner here. Obviously, you could evaluate these tools on a lot of different characteristics. The Ultimation is a wonderful tool. I really enjoy having it. I'm going to enjoy using it. The Sandit has been great for me, and it'll probably be great for you with modest use. As long as you're not a super demanding user, then you'll probably be perfectly happy with the Sandit at a reduced value. You know, having those different grits of sandpaper on the Sandit is a big deal. The rough grit on the Ultimation, and the fact that you're going to have to get adhesive sanding discs to put on there, it's going to be difficult. You can reload the Sandit yourself. So I'm glad I've got both. And again, both will do a perfectly good job on a right angle, which is a lot of what you're going to have to do. So there you have it. That's my review. I hope you subscribe if you like this content. I've certainly got more coming. I look forward to your comments down below. Bob Johnson with PK&W Railroad signing off. Happy modeling.